On to you, Gemini. So you have the King of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Hierophant, okay, the Knight of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Chariot, the Eight of Cups, the Sun, and last but not least, you have the Queen of Cups. A lot of you Geminis once felt trapped being in such relationships in the past, right? They didn't really know you. They didn't even get the time to know you. A lot of Geminis, this is just a secret, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell it. A lot of Geminis tend to be very quirky. A lot of secret humors and inside jokes. And a person really does need to take the time to get to know you. Believe me. Otherwise, they're going to completely stereotype you as a Gemini. Oh, you're flighty. Oh, this, that, and the third. Yeah, Geminis can be that. But at the same time, Gemini is also looking for love. But love scares... I almost said it. Love scares the world out of you. So... the devil, so the Hangman represents, and a lot of people have scapegoated you, okay? They'll act like they know everything about you, even though they don't. And the Hierophant, but they should actually take the time to get to know you. The Hierophant represents Sagittarius. We're doing a reading for Gemini. Opposite zodiac sign, the Hangman represents Pisces, which shares a planet with Sagittarius. So a lot of wisdom, a lot of you learning how to not make the same mistakes that you used to before, getting into relationships with goofy people that you really don't even see the end. You really don't see a real long-term relationship with, because that's one of the things that you Geminis would do. You will actually be with people that you don't really see a relationship with, but you'll do it short-term. And okay, I guess. I mean, if that's what it is that you want to do, I mean, we're all grown-ups here, okay? The Knight of Wands now represents, so a lot of you Geminis have turned, right? You've turned your life around. You've done about face. A lot of you Geminis don't really see the value too much in really being with a lot of people that you don't really see in a long-term fashion. And truth be told, this is just my perspective, solely my perspective, but a lot of you Geminis are right to think that, to really reflect on that. To me, personally, I don't even really go after people too much like that for me to just get physical attraction, if you know what I mean, out of. I may do that every 1 out of 10 times, every now and again, as far as pick somebody because solely based off of physical attraction. But most of the vast majority of the times, the person who I'm talking to, they're also getting the relationship out of it. And you're right in that, because what happens is that when you're just going around doing all that, the relationship is empty. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that per se, but what I am saying is doing it too much, obviously, everything in moderation, it can cause some heartbreak, because it's a lot of relationships that are empty, right? And the relationship consists of purely physical. But the thing about it is that the Five of Wands represents, and this is where the fussing and the fighting is about. A lot of you Geminis have grown up in the sense of really wanting more than that. Not saying that you Geminis can't do that, right? Only be with somebody for the physical attraction. But a lot of you, the point that I'm trying to make here is a lot of you Geminis have built up or created a lot more versatility, right? I can be in a relationship or be in a situation where I can just be physically attracted to somebody. That's why when it is that, I know where it is that people are coming from. That's why it is that I catch a lot of people slipping, because they spent so much time already thinking, oh, I know what you thinking about. It's like, no, you don't. So just ask me. No, you don't. Virgo is the most complicated zodiac sign, right? Gemini is complicated than a mug too. So yet simple if you have the secret code. But the Chariot and the Eight of Cups represents, so that's where the fussing and the fighting was. You Geminis are ready to be in long-term relationships, and a lot of those people don't want you to be in a long-term relationship with them. So you know what that means? The Eight of Cups now represents, as a result, you Geminis have to walk away from anyone right now who does not want a long-term relationship, because you Geminis want a long-term relationship. So a lot of you Geminis are looking at it from a perspective of, well, there's really no need if, there's really no need if you're going to be in one with someone that essentially doesn't want the same thing. Because a lot of you Geminis see it coming before it happens. You Geminis know if you get with someone and you know in your heart of hearts that you want a long-term relationship with somebody, monogamously, right? Or whatever your situation is, right? Particularly to you. And, something special with somebody's point that I'm trying to make. And the other person doesn't see eye to eye. A lot of you Geminis already know, like, this relationship is not going to go far. And you're going to end up being heartbroken. So a lot of you Geminis are seeing the writing on the wall. And a lot of you Geminis are like, okay, I already know where this is going to go. I already know how this is going to end. Yeah, that's a dub for me. The Sun card now represents, and this is where a lot of the appreciation that a lot of you Geminis have come into play. Because you Geminis are not overly preoccupied and or worried about, like I said, being heartbroken, because you can see it. And what I mean when I say you can see it is that you know when a relationship is not going to go far. And you Geminis now know what to do to not cause yourself so much damage. Separate from the person. Don't intermingle with the person. A lot of times people will engage with somebody and they'll tell the person, oh, I told you such. I would suggest people completely move right out of the way. Don't even be into a physical contact with somebody. If you tell them this and they're acting like they're ignoring you up front, right before y'all two get physical, don't even do that. And the reason, don't even go there. The reason why is because they're already not listening to you when you tell them, this is nothing serious. You may want to chill out with all that. This is nothing serious. Those people don't like to listen, right? So the Queen of Cups is about how, but you Geminis moving forward to a healthy relationship, on the verge, I should say, of getting one. But a lot of you Geminis also understand that you're well off, because you're causing yourself as little damage as possible, ignoring certain signs and acting like everything is going to work out. No, don't do that. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups. Don't do that. Don't ignore certain signs and act like, oh yeah, everything is going to, because people know. People see, that's the thing. When you get in touch with somebody, you get to know them for a little bit, people know what time it is, yo. But people will lie to themselves and act like, oh. And again, it's that conundrum. It's that conundrum of that battle between, should you give these people a try because you don't want to judge a book by its cover, but you seeing these signs and you don't like what it is that you're seeing, and you should leave. So to clarify the Queen of Cups represents, to clarify the Queen of Cups, we have the Lovers, which is Gemini, so you did show up in your own reading, Page of Swords, the Tower, and last but not least, the Five of Pentacles. So, again, anybody gives you a hard time, anybody that's giving you a hard time, you Geminis, this is New York, you Geminis are gonna leave them alone, because you're gonna see what time it is, And you're going to know that this is not going to go anywhere with them. But there's a bright side to this. The bright side is a lot less damage for you Geminis and a lot less time that you would have wasted messing around with them in the first place.